This is your Psychic LG reporting for the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:14 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour. Apologies, I'm a little late this evening, guys. Had a few technical problems, but I'm on. How are you all doing? Good evening, Graham. Good evening, Homebird, Stooge, Border Collie, Ora K. Good evening, Twitchers. How are you all doing? Hello there in Washington State. Hiya there, Davies. I'm doing okay, thank you. I don't know if we've gone live on YouTube. Can somebody tell us? Are we live on YouTube yet? Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Oh, good one. I wasn't sure if I had pressed the button or not. Good evening. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Wherever you all are around the world, we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass. I have it here to see what's happening on planet Earth. Wow, it's going up fast now. Sometimes I think you get a stall, don't you? Hiya, Bjorn. Woo! It's just like whizzing up. Good evening, guys. How are you all doing in? Let's get my tea. Hiya, Diana. In Dallas. I bet it's been warm over there today. Hiya, Teddy. YouTube is live. I want to say hi to Twitchers and YouTubers. Hope you're keeping well. There was a tornado in France. Wow. You know what it is? You're going to have to keep us updated what's been happening on the news. I know there's been some strange stuff happening. Sometimes it's best if I go in blind. I know people have been sending us bits and bobs, but I've just been so busy. I'm always busy on a Friday and a Saturday. Saturday is one of my busiest days. I see a lot of Brits on a Saturday. Sometimes it's like a cattle market in here, because a lot of the Brits don't like it online. They like to come and see us, for a British cup of tea. And just the way it is. Hi, Miss Nikki, Monica, Julie Brett. Just reading all your David Fletcher. Hiya there. Military in New York, Miss Luciana. Jimmy James in Westerhope. Well, it's just my village. Hello there, Jimmy James. Nice to see you. It's been quite a dreary day today, hasn't it? In Bonnie, Newcastle. Just reading some of your lovely comments here. Yeah, so sometimes it's best that I go in just blindly. But the odd person has been sending us stuff. Apparently it kicked off in London last night. I don't know what was going on. But there you go. There's all sorts of strange things happening. And of course, our lovely Prime Minister is deciding on putting more restrictions and things into place for the United Kingdom. So I'm going to be looking into that again. And I'm just going to go in blind and see what comes up. You didn't hear Ora K about London? Apparently there was something strange going on. Graham will fill you in. Graham, who's on tonight, because he was the one who sent us the video, didn't you, Graham? But I'm doing okay, thank you, guys. I'm on new tablets because I couldn't take the other tablets, but I'm doing okay. I'm just taking it slowly, as you have to. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. But I've got, I'm always busy in here, I don't think it ever ends. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Pamela. Are they giving you any treatment, Pamela? We need to send some healing out to Pamela Hewitt on YouTube. So what our Prime Minister has done is, Graham's just said he's lifted all the restrictions for Islamic marches in London, or at least Khan has, yeah. But not for the other marches, is that right? It's just a joke, isn't it? You've just got to laugh it off. You've got to laugh it off, because this is what they want. They want the divide. They're trying to tease with. They're trying to tease with. So, for new people coming in, what I normally say is that if you need any healing or you're worried about a situation, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. You can write your name in the comment section, or any persons, animal, any situation, and you will receive healing, prayers and protection. You can also do it in the comment section afterwards on YouTube, whatever you want, but it is timeless, this, so you will receive the healing. Okay? And I invoke all my angels in and my guides, spirit guides, before I start, to form the circle of light. So it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church, and it's our little community. But it's lovely to see you guys, as usual. So you've had radiation, and of course that wipes you as well, doesn't it? I've never felt the same since I've had my radiation. It totally drained us. I had that beam therapy. It takes your time, you know, and I was talking to somebody, and apparently it takes ages to come out of your body. It can still be working afterwards for a long time. Just reading some of your comments here. I'm going to look into France, yes. So what's been happening? Can you quickly fill us in? What's been happening in France? Oh, healing for Katie Green's dad, who's 94, Jim. 94, bless him. That's lovely. You will receive the healing. Grand rising earthlings, definitely. Definitely, Sue. And a big thumbs up and a thank you to all the moderators on both their forums on YouTube and Twitch for keeping our little group safe. Thank you so much. It means a lot. We all work together. It is life-changing to have cancer treatment. It certainly is. So France has a new Prime Minister. Is that what's happened? That shows how much I'm out of it. So who is it? Can somebody fill it in? I take it it's not that woman. Is it somebody who's just replaced Macron? A young lad? Brownish to the hair? Slimish? Live in the moment. That is so true there, Ellen. I totally agree. Macron's still there. All right. I always felt he was going to make big announcements. I'll look into France tonight. Hello in sunny Florida. Apologies if I can't answer to you all, because you're all whizzing up. Greetings and blessings. Well, I'll quickly tell you this. I've been looking in my airing cupboard, and my airing cupboard is at the top of the stairs, like most people's are, on the landing. And it's full of bedding. Some of the bedding I don't even use. Some of it's like rammed in. It's horrendous. It's old bedding, new bedding. So I'm going to go and then I'm going to sort it all out. It's got about 4 or 5 shelves, and they're really deep. And because I don't use it, I want to get myself some nice chests, you know, like where you can put the bedding in. I want one for the top of the landing, and then another one in my bedroom, like the ottomans, like the big deep ones, the wooden ones. Somebody says if you look on Facebook Market page, you can get some really good deals. So I'm going to have a look. If anybody knows of any going, you have to give us a shout out. Obviously, it'd have to be in the north of England. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to travel across the world just for an ottoman. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, to cut long story short, I'm going to empty the whole airing cupboard, and I'm going to make it into a cat sanctuary. I'm going to show you. Everyone's doing it on TikTok because I'm a crazy cat lady now. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to quickly show you the idea I've got, and put like little hammocks in for them and stuff like that, because they're the house cats. Do you know what I mean? And it's somewhere else for them to hang out. Just find the picture that I took. Isn't that cat so beautiful? My granddaughter took that today. She wanted us to take a picture of it. Isn't that cat so beautiful? All white and beautiful. Look at its pink nose, and look at her blue eyes with a black eyeliner. I actually do think I've turned into the cat lady. I really do. Anyway, this is what I fancy doing, and you can get these little ladders. I've got some of these on my living room, my lounge wall, the ladders, but I was going to put them in the airing cupboard and put like a swinging hammock and stuff like that. Something like that I'm going to, but it's, you know, I'm going to do something like that. That's what I'm up to. Zizi had been back to the vets and she's doing really well, and she's had her nails done again because the nails is the in thing to stop her scratching and wounding herself. So Zizi's my black cat, my beautiful black cat, who's suffered with eczema, dermatitis, but she's getting better now. So they put her, you know, they did this for her, and it's blueberry rose. So that's our latest nails. They didn't last very long. She's picked them off. As you can see, she's got a few left on. Little mink she is. I just think that's so cute. I mean, we've seen it all now, haven't we? We've actually seen it all. She's such a diva. That's Saturday, looking very beautiful. She's actually seen a cat behavioural therapist as well, because she stopped using the potty. I call it the potty. It's the litter tray. And apparently, according to the behavioural therapist, she's blaming me. Can you believe it? She's blaming me for the eczema, dermatitis. So that's what they do, cats, you know what I mean? But anyway, she's getting there. She's literally getting there. She's doing a lot better. You've got to laugh. They're not like dogs, you know. Dogs are so good. I actually think that dogs need masters, don't they? Cats need staff. Anyway, let's start. Nothing me rambling on about cats. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Julie Brett. I may have to get out of the UK if my G decides he wants to move to Tokyo. I can't afford to stay here. I know exactly what you mean, Julie. It's so expensive. So expensive. It's such a worry. I'll look into all the economy tonight and everything like that. I've got a horrible fly in here. So sit back and relax and let's get started. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, and A2I, Ra, Zacha. There's many of them here who would like to come forth from the fairy realm, the angelic realm, the alien world, to give us any true answers tonight. The spirit world, people who've passed over, with love and light, love and light, love and light. This circle of light is formed of protection. Amen. Don't forget, if you need any healing, write the name in the comments section and you will receive the healing. Let's start with the cards. Now I want to say a big thank you. Oh my God, I need to go and get it. Can you give us 2 minutes, guys? Give me 2 minutes because I want to say a big thank you to somebody. I'm going to go and get it. I'll be back in a minute. Watch the cat doesn't cut the stream off. I do get lovely gifts from you, a lot of you, and I want to say thank you. This beautiful lady, she's called Mary, but everybody calls her Bunny, which I think is such a lovely name. From all over from the United States of America. It was made in the church with the sisters in the parish. They had all got together and crocheted this beautiful shawl, and it's called a prayer shawl, so I can use it on the channel. And she's done it Barbie pink for us because I like Barbie pink. So let's start with prayers. It's nice, isn't it? And you can feel the healing. When I took it out of the box, it was in beautiful pink tissue. So I want to say a big thank you to Mary Bunny. I will have to personally get in contact with her. So apologies, Mary, I've been so busy. But I just wanted to give you a big shout out because it's so lovely. But this is for everybody. It's not just for me. So when I took it out of the box, the healing of the prayers I felt in the box was just absolutely, to die for. It was just so beautiful. And the cat, Zizi, jumped into the box. She fell asleep in the box. She fell asleep in the box. So also as well, I've got another lovely client friend called Anna from Portugal, but she lives over here. She's now a Brit. I'm going to get them. And she gave us this. Mystical Cat Tarot. I've been using it on somebody tonight in New Orleans. So, I may use these tonight. I don't really want to touch the Mystical Cat Tarot on anything too heavy. So, and I was going to keep them for like, say, personal readings and stuff like that. But I think I'll do like an overall, like for the collective with the Mystical Cat Tarot. So the books, they're by Lunia Weatherstone, and the art is by Mickey Muller. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I mean, how pretty are them? It's so pretty. Look at that one. And the sort of, you know, the pictures sort of morph themselves. They tell the story. So I will pull these out in a minute for the collective when we get started. They're just so lovely. I'm going to see if I can show you a few more before I start. Look at that one. Little baby tuxedo with a little munchkin. A little hedgie. We have loads of hedgehogs where we live. So these are just so beautiful. I mean, there's the world. Look at that. The good kitty. Look at that. So it's like, it's sort of like, it's a bit like the sun card. They're so beautiful. Look at the hermit card. So anyway, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Anna as well. Much appreciated, and they are really good cards. But I can actually feel this healing on this shawl, and it's heating us up, guys. It's heating us up, and that's the last thing I need is to be heated up. So we'll put them over there for now. So let's start with a prayer. Whew. This is for everybody in the audience who needs it, okay? Tonight, I want to send healing and prayers out to everybody in this audience who needs it. For the suffering, for the children, for the elderly, for the homeless, for the sick, okay? And for clarity tonight, for a lot of people are silently struggling. They are silently struggling from grief, from many different things. Grief can cover many different things. We are all here together to help each other tonight. And then I ask that anybody in this audience who is really struggling, that they receive the healing that they really, really need. For the ones who are passing over into the spirit world tonight, that they cross over peacefully and they are shown heaven's door. I also want to send healing and blessings out tonight to all the animals on this planet, to the elderly, to the little children, to the innocent, to the unborn children, that they are protected and that their parents find the way. For people in this audience tonight and in the collective, for people who can't find jobs, I hope that and pray that you find the job that you need so you can feed yourself and your family. It's very important. Grief can cover many things, from losing the love of your life, your children, your parents, your animals. And then there's also living grief. Not many people talk about that, where people have split from relationships and they are grieving. Also for the mental health, it's very important that we send healing and prayers out for the mental health tonight. People who are suffering with mental health, that they receive the guidance and the healing and the protection that they are needed in these dark times on earth. That everybody deserves a chance. there's anything else. Just be in silence for a minute. That angels are walking on this earth and protecting everybody who needs protected, and stops the evil. That everybody is protected with the blood of Jesus Christ. They are protected with the love from the angels, and that they walk not in fear, they walk with strength. You are all protected tonight. Let us begin. I want to also say, for the teenagers, for the headstrong teenagers, that they are protected with Michael's sword, and they are guarded against evil from the drug barons, drug dealers, knife and gun attacks, that they are kept safe. Literally everybody tonight, with love and light, love and light, love and light. Let's begin. Okay, I must take this off, but thank you so much, Bunny. This is just a lovely... I think the heat's coming off it because of the healing. No more war, just peace. I'm going to put it there and watch the cats jump on it. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm laughing what Lee Mummy's put here on Twitch. She's put Zizi's upset with you because she wouldn't let you here go courting. That'll be it, yeah. Okay, where do we start? Actually, let's start for the collective, what the mood's going to be for this week coming in. All right, and I'm going to use the mystical cat tarot. There's so much poverty everywhere, Jules. Jules Sparkles just put here in YouTube, so much poverty in Oz right now. I think it's everywhere. Oh, thank you, Monica. Right. Okay, give us a true answer, Spirit. I like that, Sky Pixie. Break the shadows and chain of harm to all. In Yeshua's name. Good evening, Debbie. Right. I think it's going to be a crazy September. Crazy, crazy September. Let's pull 7 cards out. It should be fun. What's going to be the mood? Collectively, how we're going to be feeling on the whole coming into this week. Globally. Okay, we've got the priestess. All right, there she is, beautiful silver kitty, surrounded, it looks like, by beautiful amethyst. So I would say that we are all coming into our true selves. We are starting to grow spiritually, each and every one of us. We are starting to uplift. I'm not saying you're going to go all woo-woo and start reading the cards, but definitely people are starting to open up to these possibilities, do you know what I mean? And realise why they're here on earth and what it's all about. So as I look at that, I would say that we are definitely ascending. So I would say a lot of you are maybe going to think of purchasing your crystals or your home comforts. Some of you are still prepping. You know, you're looking after your family, you've been taking notice of what I've been saying and doing your own inner work and all that type of thing, which is brilliant. I think we're just intuitively we've been needing to do that, haven't we? So because the veil is so thin, we are our own creators. We are creating our own reality. So it's a bit like spell work. So you've got to be so careful what you're thinking and what you're saying and what you're feeling. And we're going to be so distracted with what's to come on news, especially if you're into the political stuff, you know. So don't try not to get too triggered. So I look at this poor kitty, and this little poor kitty, this ginger kitty's on a beach and looks a little bit frightened. You can tell by the tail. There's the lightning in the sky. Looks a little bit like post-traumatic stress and fear. So we need to work at our own insecurities and not be in fear. Okay. Work at what we need to work at. Let's see what else that means. I think what the Ascension's doing is it's bringing up what old wounds. Do you like my feather earrings, what my daughter-in-law gave us? They're like eagle. I thought they were just appropriate to put into tonight. Yeah, so it's bringing up our old wounds and fears. And we all have them. I don't care what anybody says. Even if it's just little fears, you know. Or just things that we need to deal with. Things that we definitely need to deal with. Climbing the tree. Achieving what we need to achieve. I think it's going to be a very busy week. As the fall starts to set in certain parts of the world, not everywhere, but we are going to start to feel the shift. I mean, I've noticed it so far, just in the north of England over the last couple of days. You know, definitely like the fall weather's coming in, you can feel it. We're definitely having, I don't think the summer's coming back now. You know, we're coming into the fall. And, but it's like we're wary, we're waiting, especially in the UK, we're waiting for something to happen. We're getting ready. So I think it's a case of prepping, getting ready for autumn coming in. Because autumn's just such a busy time anyway. You've got Halloween. Then you've got, like, you know, if you're living in the States, you've got coming into November, you've got Thanksgiving. So it's a busy time of year, and everyone's getting ready, aren't they? Kids are going back to school. Everyone's getting ready for thinking of Christmas shopping, you know what I mean? Thinking of Christmas shopping. So it's gathering in our jewels, gathering in what we need to do and practicing the law of attraction, a bit like this cat here. She seems to be sitting there, and it's like she's sitting on the beach, just sitting there with her starfish. She's got her grand, beautiful apartments in the background. She's got her jewels around her neck. She seems quite happy with herself. She's lying there sunbathing. And I think this is what we need to do. We need to not feed into the panic, you know what I mean? Prep. I think a lot of us are going to be very busy this week coming in. Very, very busy. And there's going to be some big news coming in on the political front. I think this is going to be quite a nitty-gritty one tonight. I just feel it. I just feel it in my bones. Okay. And I'm feeling the Fire King here. There's going to be like a rise of the Phoenix. There's going to be a twist on something. So it's about we're not getting triggered. Okay. We do have the Tower card here. So not only, I think there's some big information to come out this week alone. We've got the Tower card here. This could be to do with the economy. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, I hate that when you get like a sneeze and then nothing happens. I go, I do. I'm getting something to do with a big empire falling or something going down. So it might not be the economy, but it could be the economy, or something to do with a drop in the economy. It could also be to do with a big industry falling. There's going to be something coming. Okay, there's something coming. I'm getting a very male energy when I look at that as well. So that's the Fire King. There's definitely some huge information coming to a light, coming to a head this week. There's always consequences. Look at that. Look at that. It's like something's going to erupt this week, guys. Something is about to erupt. So that's the cat what's got a hold of the fairy lights, it looks like, doesn't it? And can't put the fairy lights back together again. I would say there's big stuff to come out. Big stuff. We've just had here David Fletcher, Louise the governor's aide in New York, was arrested and charged for being a Chinese agent. Has that just been recently? That's not a happy cat, is it? Let's pull some more cards out. Let's see what else there is. It's going to be quite a week. So we have to, I want to say try and, I'm not saying this to panic, but try to prep. Try to get as much stuff as you can do the first half of the week, because the second half of the week is going to be a big distraction. Oh my God, it's going to be a big distraction. So try to be, and it could be stuff on the news. And I've talked about this before where it's saying like, don't look over there, look over there. And like everything's all happening at once. So I do believe that try to get as much done as you can the first half of the week. If you've got like errands to do and stuff like that. Right, we've got some jumpers here. So we've got the 3 of C. We've got the Fire Tom as well. So there's definitely some male in the spotlight. I don't know if it's to do with Trump or it's to do with something else. It could be Trump. It could well be Trump. Or it's a male. It could be another male on the political front in the US. There's going to be some big news. And I'm also very drawn to King Charles, and I don't know why. So possibly watch for that. But that's it's like the tomcat there, but it's going to get burned because it's going in. He's flicking his tail and he's walking amongst all the lit candles. It's like he's going to get burned. The 3 of C. It's like the cats of, I look at this card here, and that they're taking they want to send healing out to the sea animals, because I feel there could be something going on around ocean. So they're sending love out to the sea animals, and they've got sympathy there for the sea animals. There's going to be some news to do with sea, to do with water or sea. Another 3 cards. There's definitely something brewing, guys. It's definitely brewing this week coming in. So we've got the priest card. I look at that and I would say it's somebody in high places. There's going to be something coming out to do with somebody in high. It's a male. So it's somebody who's either been high up or is high up in society. And trouble is brewing. Trouble is brewing. Are they bats? I think they are bats, aren't they? They're not crows. They're definitely bats, aren't they? But then we've got the cat, and the cat's sort of like stuck on the beach there in the roots of the tree. It's Gaia's roots. Trapping the naughty cat. But look at that. There's a queen energy what's going to rise, and it's going to rise around the globe. It looks like it's coming off in the US. But I also feel that there's a feminine energy what's going to take place across Europe and also in the UK as well. I'm getting by fireworks night, which is November. Remember the 5th of November, fireworks night. I know there'll be people in this audience tonight and they're going, I don't want to hear that. But remember the 5th of November, the Fire Queen will take flight. She will take the throne. And I was talking about it last week as well. I was talking about, isn't it funny how we had our election on, Independence Day, and then you are having your election in the US on bonfire night. It's like it's mirroring. It's very odd. It's very, very odd. So there's going to be some dramas this week. But not just one drama. There's going to be 2 or 3. One of them is to do with an event. Something to do with water. There's something to do with an industry falling or worry with money. But it's industry. I am getting gas or electric. It's coming out very strong. And then there's also some big news to do with around a meal. Just going to pull 3 more cards out. Okay. So we've got the 7 of Sky here. So to me, look at that. It reminds us of the 7 blackbirds in the pie. What's that nursery rhyme again? I'm getting that. Gotta get it up. Lyrics. Baked in the pie. What's it? Minutes, guys. In a pie. Nursery rhyme. Sing a song of sixpence. There's a message in this. 4 and 20 blackbirds. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? Oh, the king was in the counting house counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden hanging out the clothes. Along came a blackbird and snipped off her nose. And then there's the lyrics again. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? So there's someone coming out about the king. I'm going to say the king. And I've also got, that's father and son, Earth Tom. Earth Tom. I'm getting Harry. And I'm getting Harry and King Charles. There's the ginger kitten look. There's something big coming out with the royal family. It's about the Tower of the London, yeah, of the ravens leave, United Kingdom will fall. I don't believe the United Kingdom will fall, but I believe that there's going to be big change to come in. But there's some big news coming out with Harry. Just get comfortable. Things can change, you know, in a heartbeat, you know what I mean? But I think we're all going through a healing transition at the moment. The whole earth is. It's not just the UK or the US. The whole earth is. Look at that. What's that? It's like a weather thing, isn't it? What's there? Like a wind weather thing. Can you see it? But there's the cat just lying there in the lavender fields, look, just asleep. Just relaxed. Stagnant. Just everything taking time out. It's coming through very, very strong. So even though you're aware of what's going on, don't get triggered. And when you don't get triggered and you're living in your own zone, should I say, in your zen, you will gain your riches. You will gain what you need. Okay. I think I'm getting Keir Starmer very, very strong, and he's going to say something or do something what's going to shock the nation. And it's not going to go down very well. He's not going to become very popular. So watch for that to come out over the next week or so. 3 more cards, and then we'll get the crystal ball. We've got the 5 of Sky. Earth Queen again. Look at this. So we've got trouble. Trouble is brewing. Look at this, the hairless cat there. The hairless cat, what's getting picked on by the moggies. Because the hairless cat is different. So when I look at that, I get everyone's different, okay? But because there's like such this tension in the UK at the moment to do with like you know, there's like all this tension to do with like the riots, what's been going on in London and all over the UK between Islamists and the normal UK lot, right? The ones who aren't Islamists. And I get there's going to be trouble brewing when I look at that. But it's okay to be different. There's the white kitty there, look. And she's like, she feels bullied. So there's going to be something what's coming on the streets where it's going to have to be addressed in Parliament. You know what I mean? How come, this can happen, or, there could be arrests or whatever, but it's something what's just not good. I feel it's as if it's an attack on the British people. There's something coming. And it's like an unfair energy, which it is like that now, but it's there's something big coming out over the next week or so. So watch for that. Earth Queen again. So even all this is going on, there's like plans and preps, and it's like the female energy what's, planning on taking the throne, planning on taking, it's just building up and building up. It's that feminine energy. Look at that, guys. It's what I was talking about with my airing cupboard. That's uncanny, that. That's so funny. The cat's all in the hammock and that, and they're all chilling out. Can you see that? So that is the 10 of Earth. To me, that's just bliss. So whatever transition that we're going through on Earth at the minute, there will be an outcome, and it will be happy in the end, because we're going through a healing place on Earth at the moment. So we're coming into 5D, aren't we? There's going to be something big what's going to kick off. Let's see if I can pull another card. There'll be massive transitions on this planet. Definitely big changes ahead by Christmas, coming to the December. Christmas will, I don't know why I'm getting this right, because I'm an intuitive as well, and I'm just going to go with it. Christmas will go ahead this Christmas, and he will not be able to stop it. I don't know why I'm saying this. Christmas will go ahead this Christmas, and Starmer will not be able to stop this. I'm just saying. All right? I'm just saying, okay? I predict things, so I feel like really edgy when I'm saying that. And the British people will take back their power. There will at some point be military on the streets. It will happen. Amnesty on the streets. We will rise. New England I'm being given New England. New Earth. I love that. It's like the rot's coming to the forefront. It's all coming to the surface. It's all coming to the surface. That's us getting into meditation and stuff like that. there's going to be great restriction put onto the British people. But a feminine energy will take over Keir Starmer. The flames will take place. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that's literal flames. It could just be people's anger. It could be everything just rising up. You know what I mean? But I actually do think that there's going to be problems in the UK to come. I want to say within the 3, so I don't know, but I'm looking on no more than 3 months. There's going to be so many restrictions and laws that he's writing, and they're just writing them and just changing them as they go along. But I actually do think that he's going to go too far with something, and there'll be a massive kick-off. They really will. They really, really will. The 6th of Earth. It's funny when I look at that, I get like rations, and I'm not saying that we're going to be rationed, but there's a bit of a hoo-ha going on at the minute with the NHS in the UK, and there's been some Tory spokesman has come forward, some woman, I think she used to be the health secretary, and said that, you know, that he's playing politics with what he's saying. He's apparently he's gone public, Keir Starmer, and said that it's ruined the NHS and all of this crap. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that he's playing politics. I really, really do. But that's like sort of something restricted, what's going to be put into place. There's going to be new laws. What was that? New laws is going to be put into place. But also we could have, I think he's sort of seeping it into our reality about problems with the NHS, but he's also going to do it with, there's going to be something about groceries at some point. Now, sometimes I can read a year out, like God forbid, let's hope that he's not in for the next year. But I feel that there's going to be problems to do with groceries or restrictions on certain foods. But there's the cat there, and she's got her family and she's feeding her little ones. But she seems quite happy there. She seems quite happy there. Let's see why she's quite happy there. Yeah, there's been a lot of empty shelves in the supermarkets, hasn't there? There is something coming in, right? Again, I'm not saying this to fearmonger or anything like that, but there is something coming in this winter. I know he's put restrictions on certain people getting help with their heating, with the elderly, but I think that there's going to be more. We need to try and prep for this winter, because I think that there could be definitely power cuts, that type of thing. And I also feel that some people will not even can afford to put the heating on, you know. So I think that we need to really think wise and plan for the winter. If you look into like certain countries, you know, in cultures, say for example, if you Turkey, and the only reason I know that is because one of my good friends, I'll not say her name, she was going out with some Turkish guy she met on holiday. It turns out he was like living in the mountains, you know, like with the billy goats and stuff like that. And I thought, oh my good God, next thing she's going to be all gowned up and everything, but she was happy. Do you know what I mean? She was happy. But anyway, she said that his family was like collecting in the honey and everything for the winter. That's what these cultures do. Yeah. But we in the West don't do that. We just take it for granted that it's going to be on the supermarket shelves. So basically we do need to prep. And I know I've said this for a long, long time, but it's always wise if you've got a few months stock in, especially if you've got a family to feed, and think of your animals as well. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know why I'm getting bottled water as well. I'm just going to pull some more cards out. Yeah, I honestly do feel it's just a temporary situation, but I do feel that we're going to be like an event where they're going to say that we can't, have the heating on, or there'll not be enough food in the shops, something like that. But I also feel that we need to stock up on my bottled water. I love the moon card on this deck. It's like the moon, it's always about deceit and trickery and stuff like that. But the moon kitty hasn't got to feel in fear, because have you noticed she's walking through the magical forest? She's got her magic mushrooms there, look. So to me, it's as well as stock up on your meds for the winter, but also do look into organic stuff and that type of thing, homeopathic stuff's the thing to get into, just to protect yourself this winter. But she's actually very protected. She's got the fairy there in the forest, so she's really protected. Yeah, it's this winter I feel that us Brits have to really, really take care. The lights they'll be there again, you know what I mean? But we're going to be massively, massively tested. He's an absolute tyrant, this man, and let's hope he doesn't stay in power long. I've never despised anybody so badly. I'm just going to pull one more card out for the UK, because it gets to his... my good God. The Nine of Sky. I actually do think he's like the devil incarnate. I really, really do. There's a lot of trickery, and we have to be careful. I'm not saying when the stuff what comes out on the news isn't happening. Well, we should be able to vote him out, shouldn't we? I'm just a nasty little man, but there you go. But I do feel like, I think it has to get worse before it gets better. But I do feel there's a lot of trickery. We've got this serpent there, the snake there, look. It's funny because we've got animals in the background there, look. And we've got like a snacking dog, can you see it? And a cat, what doesn't look very happy. We need to watch our pets. He's like Oliver Cromwell. I think he's worse than him. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be the Labour Party. It's a disgrace. Is he going to try and put a restriction on pets? We as a nation are the dog lovers and cat lovers, He's a tyrant. Let's have a look. Yes. Look at the kitties running for their lives. Look at that. all a show, it's all a movie. Just, I felt it was. You know when you had Rishi Sunak coming out with his wife with a big strange dress on, Union Jack collars, and then I don't know, it was just like all. It was like acting. It was the only way I could describe it, like acting. Like he was happy. I mean, remember when Theresa May left? She doesn't seem very happy. Like she seemed genuine. Same cards are coming out, guys. There's trickery. I've got 4 scorpions. 4 restrictions of great restrictions this man's going to do in this country before great change, and he's voted out. And I honestly think he's run by darkness. Four restrictions, 4 stings there. So we just need to beware of this person. Oh God, there it is again, 9 of Sky. I feel it's around about the time there's going to be some kick-offs to do with the US as well. All happening around about the same time. There's the Alsatian and the kitty again, look. And the snake. It's like everything's going to ignite all at the same time. Then you've got like the twisters coming in. There's the eagle's claws trying to hold on to power. You've got a bug there. Look at that. Beetles. Snake venom. And that's like an explosive there, isn't it? I would look at that and I would say it's the 4 different events what's coming off. But one of them is connected to do with a virus as well. So we've got the Fire King here. I've just shuffled the cards and I put them back together again. So the Fire King showing me this is Starmer. So he's got like devil flames behind him. Excuse me. It's a transition that I have to go through to clean the rot up. Okay. Sometimes these people in power or people who've been here before, everyone's playing out their karmic debt. And it's like they've come back from the past and they've come back for round 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But it's like we're living in very mystical times. We're living in times where a lot of the ancient ones have come back. Obviously under different names. You know, different avatars. But it's that same energy. We're going through a massive transition. And if you go back to like the Valley of the Kings where they were opening up portholes and there were, Ra was bringing through different gods and stuff like that. They were coming through the stargates and that. I believe that we're in that time now where we're going into the next, there's going to be a lot of events to take place, but we're going into the next evolution of mankind. It's coming. It's huge. That's in like the ancient temples there. So we are healing. Earth is definitely healing. Mother Gaia, yes. Independent, yes. And we just have to go with it, but we have to keep doing the inner work. That's what's coming out very, very strong. But again, I'm going to put these away now, and we're going to get the crystal ball out. We've got the Ace of Fire. So something is coming to a massive head. Massive. And again, that, you know how I pulled it out before for the UK for that, but I'm also getting it for Europe. I see more riots to come in France. Let's get the crystal ball out. Let's go for it. So what's happening with Trudeau in Canada? Can somebody tell us what's actually happening? Because I don't think he's going to be in for much longer. I get a vibe about him as well. It's definitely biblical times, isn't it? Sit back and relax, and I'm going to look into the looking glass. Now remember, I can't ask the crystal ball questions. It's just whatever visions I see. This is for world predictions, for people who are just new coming on. And we'll see what the ball has to say tonight. Straight away, I'm seeing Elon Musk, and he's coming through very, very strong. And I actually do feel there's going to be some trouble. There's going to be some massive trouble. I'm seeing Trump's face, then I'm seeing Elon Musk's face, and it's something to do with law courts. Now, I don't know if when I'm looking into the crystal ball, sometimes I can read a year out. But it's a situation where Trump and Elon's like that. Then something's going to happen and someone's going to change. And I see Elon trying to get out of a situation. Okay, so remember that. But I'm getting number 6 is connected with it. And 23 is coming out really strong. These are dates. Right, round about the time this all happens, I don't know if it's just before. It's as if I don't know if it's just after the election, guys, or just before the election. But there's going to be some trouble, and it's around Elon Musk. I don't know, this might have something to do with... Is it to do with... Well, it's not called Twitter now, is it? It's called X. Because, you see, it can't be manipulated now. You know what I mean? Like it was beforehand. But there's going to be some problems there. Massive, massive problems. Okay. Just gonna get back into it there. Sometimes I lose the connection. I had something bigger then, it just went. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. So around about that time, there's going to be, when something comes out with Musk and Trump, at that time, there's also going to be something huge what's going to happen to do with the US dollar or to do with the economy. They're cleaning up everything in Hollywood, you know. I know this sounds really crazy, but there's a big cleanup happening, which is for some huge news coming in around the letter J. Sad news. I'm not one of them people where I'll say Hollywood's going to fall, you know. It's a clean-up happening, and it's like the new age kids now, you know, the Violet Indigo children. They're not going to be so manipulated by the older ones were. So it's going to be fine, you know what I mean? And it's the same to do with the music industry as well, because we've got all this futuristic, amazing music coming in. Okay, I'm seeing missiles going off, and I'm concerned as I look into this crystal ball, and I'm seeing them, something about missiles again, and it's to do with Israel. They must think we're bloody stupid, you know what I mean? They put all this out, but there's a bigger reason happening. You know, they're not telling with the big massive reason. All the heads of the beast are all fighting. They're all fighting, and it's all a gold war. It's all, you know, about who gets the power. It's left, right, and centre. It's happening. I would say brace yourself, guys, for what's to come in between now and November. Something about royalty in Spain. There's going to be some big news there. And more news to do with the man with a yacht. And I said this, you know, a few months back. I said there was something about a yacht. Can you not remember? I said that there would be problems with something to do with a yacht. And of course, that there was that guy, wasn't there, what was found on his yacht with his daughter and that. Just recently. There's something else coming about that, but I don't know if it's another rich person to do with another yacht. There's a lot more scandals to come out with the councils. The biggest thing that we are going to have with councils in the UK, bigger than the post office, so watch for that. And I would say to do with the post office scandal, that's not over and done with. That's still going on as well. There's more stuff to come out with that as well. I don't feel like you have to take your money out and buy gold. I don't think it's as extreme as that. I'm not one of them people where I'll say that the banks are all going to go down. Right? I've never followed the clicks, and, you know, I just do it my way. I've always maintained it's the fight of the fittest. And don't forget, I read for a lot of bankers. But what I want to say to you is that a lot of the big corporations, some of them will join in with other ones and be more powerful, but some of them will fall. But you'll get wind of it. I would have thought you will get wind of it. If I get some warning, I will tell yous. But I would say best have your money spread out. My opinion, my understanding is having it spread out. Have enough in for your bills, you know, and have it spread out. But always, I feel it's very important that you try to have some cash on you. Cash is gold. And try to have it on you in the house if you can, on you. Silver's good, doing good. I mean, silver and gold, but it's not going to be the case where, you know, that we're going to be cashless and everyone's running around with bits of gold and silver, because not everybody can do that. I think that it was something what caught on with people, and you get opportunists to make money. All right, because, you know, it's inevitable that the economy, everything's going to change. But I actually do feel into the future it's going to be more choice for humanity. But cash is king, and it's going to be quite a few hundred years before they phase it out completely. But yeah, there's more restrictions coming, so try to have cash on you if you can. Okay. At some point I'll do a video on economy, and I'll look properly into it. You know, I've always maintained this, right, and I'm still sticking with this. The biggest massive change, what's going to take place in the world, right, what's going to affect everything is going to be a ban on plastic. It's huge what's going to take place. Absolutely huge. A ban on plastic. It's going to affect the food chain and everything. And we will see this in our lifetime. It's not that far on. There's a lot of changes to come. For the better as well, because we don't need the plastic in the food chain. You know, we don't need the plastic because it's poisoning the seas and everything. New material to come in, you know, we're going to shift into like a futuristic world. A lot of it's like extraterrestrial stuff, what's been held back, what's going to be brought in forward. Okay. I see darkness, a dark cloud over Parliament. And it'll be a dark cloud over the UK whilst that man is in power in Parliament. But a woman will take it back. And I do get the letter J. I don't know why I'm getting that. And I'm getting the letter K. I would say that there's not just one. I don't even know if it's a scandal, but there's three big things to come out to do with the royal family. So possibly watch for that as well. Big wave. People running. It's like an island. People are running. It's a hot island. Dark-skinned people reside on this island. I don't know if it's somewhere like in the West Indies or somewhere, or worry, warning. Because we're coming into hurricane season, but this is like something to do with tsunami. M, they're giving us the letter M. Again, I'm jumping here, but I'm also getting Zimbabwe as well, and I'm going to get, round about the time there's going to be worries and warnings to do with a tsunami. At the same time, there's going to be something big happening around Zimbabwe. That's Africa, isn't it? So it's like everything's all happening. There's a lot happening all at the same time. That's what they're giving us. There's also going to be where there'll be restrictions put on humanity. And it's not just the UK. I'm jumping into something else. I don't know if it's just before the election or just after. And it may have something to do with another virus. There'll be problems in Sweden and there will be great announcements. But then there'll be the distraction of a WAR situation to distract us all. And it's short-lived to do with this virus situation. I've talked about this before and I'm seeing it again. Goods. I've just bought myself a coffee machine actually this afternoon from Lidl. It was only 20 quid. It's quite nice actually. But things like goods, electrical goods, may be a problem into the near future. Something about trade in goods. I want you to remember that. See, ships jammed, trade problems. A mountain, an eruption, volcano. Where's Mount Etna? Where's Mount Etna? Does anybody know where that is? Italy. Problems. I've got Mother Mary. I see her. She's weeping. She's over the Vatican. She's like over the Vatican and she's weeping. But she's not weeping for what you think. She's weeping for the children. She's weeping for the children what's going to be freed. Evil is falling. Antichrist is rising. Evil will fall. The 28th, the 14th, these are the dates of big events. Write these down. The 12th, the 21st, the 29th, the 10th. They're going to try and take Trump out again. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know if he's going to be about for much longer. I'm seeing some problems with Mount Etna. I feel like I need to send angel protection around that area. So Etna is in Sicily, in the south of Italy. The bells are ringing. The smoke is coming from the Vatican. There's great change ahead. I'm also fearing fire. And I'm seeing it on a small island. But it's not what you think it is. And I also want to send healing and protection out to the koalas, koala bears and the kangaroos, the roos. And for this summer in Australia, in the bush, I feel they're going to need the protection. It's going to be a hot scorcher. Oh God, guys, I need to burn some incense. I'm going to do this. The rise before we had Nazi Germany, that energy. I mean, I wasn't even alive, but I feel like I was, but I wasn't. But I get the fear, how the Jews felt, how the people felt, the energy of the restrictions. And I'm seeing that again. I'm seeing that sort of energy. But they just come back in just different people. Do you know what I mean? I don't get a good vibe about our Prime Minister, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. All right, but I am telling you now, there's a Scottish feeling what's coming in very strong for Parliament as well. Or it could be somebody with a Scottish bit of an accent. Why are they allowed? That's an interesting question what Daisy Chains has just put here on Twitch. Why are they allowed to come back and do it all again? Because unfortunately, this is a free will world. So when you've got daft buggers out there right, on the internet, and they're saying, oh, it's going to be Nazara Jazara, and we're all going to be skipping through the daisy chains, you know, like the daisy fields and that. What a load of bollocks, right? That's not going to happen. You're never going to be able to eradicate all the evil off this planet, but we're going to get balance back. But there's a holy spiritual war going on at the moment, and it's the fight to the fittest, okay? So you've got people, we've all come in from different parts of the galaxy, we've all been reincarnated here, and we're all trying to put the balance back, right? But unfortunately, you can't have the light without having the dark, and then there is a lot of unrested souls, and some people have come back for karma, and unfortunately, you get some people who haven't learned a lesson, so they'll come back in again and try it again. Doesn't mean they're going to get away with it this time, mind. And I've been told it's watered down from the last time, but it's still there. That energy's still there. It's a spiritual warfare between good versus evil, yeah. So I want to say that it's hitting a peak this year and next, and there's big revelations by 2026. Yeah, I'm getting all my feathers all in a fluster, look. I'm getting them all in my feathers are getting into a fluster. Just talking about that stomach guy makes me feathers flick up. Going to be a new tennis player to rise in the UK, which is going to take over. What was he called? Andy. He was a Scottish lad, wasn't he? Andy Murray. It's going to be a new Murray to come into play here. That's something nice. Right, so how I had Mother Mary before, and she was coming in and she was weeping for the children and putting her arms over the Vatican and saying that there's big news coming in with the Vatican. I also have been shown here that where we had the January the 6th carry on, there's something bigger coming. And I actually do think that I'm going to go for it. And I know I shouldn't be saying it too early, but I predict Kamala Harris is going to get in. And I get that there's going to be an absolute kick-off about it. That's what I feel what's going to happen. And it's going to be history repeating itself where they're claiming, where they're saying cheating. So that's what I feel what's going to happen. And I'm going to leave it for now. But there's something funny I can't put my finger on. And I don't know about Trump. It's something just doesn't fit right here. It doesn't fit right. Because when I look at Trump with the election, I get a black void. I get a void. And I don't know what that means. Unless it's my guide saying just to leave it for now. Leave it for now. It's history repeating itself. Look at that, me blinking feathers are flicking up again. But I'm just preparing you for what they're giving us here. God always has the final say in the end. But there's going to be a situation, because Jed's shown us a situation like the last time again, to do with the 6th of January. I like what Christine's put here in the chat here on YouTube. Where in the world is safe place to live? I would say that you've got to pick where you've got to pick, and you could be living in the middle of Beirut, but as long as you know that you've got that protection around you, you're safe. All right, don't feed into the fear. Okay, do not feed in to the fear. There'll be big announcements with Trump. Is this supposed to be a debate between Trump and Harris? When's that supposed to be happening? Well, it's a stage. Everything's a stage. But I mean, look at everything. Look at the tyrant. What's in the UK at the minute? Do you know what I mean? You can't get any worse than that. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting what somebody's put here. Star moon stars. I'm thinking maybe Trump has completed his mission on Earth very soon. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. I'm telling you that now. It's going to be late night, or when I'm saying late night, it could be like UK late at night, but obviously the States is behind. But it's going to be an announcement at night, dark. There's going to be an announcement, and it's shocking. Bloody shocking. All right, so watch for that. See what else I'm getting. Iceland. I love Iceland. Right, so you've got the volcano there. So there's a volcano what's basically smouldering all the time, lava. But I don't know with that one, you know. I feel she's releasing a lot of energy, Mother Gaia. I feel Iceland's very protected by the Viking gods. She is so protected. I've talked about how Japan's protected, Taiwan's protected. Certain places around Mother Gaia is on lucky ley lines, and Iceland is one of them. There is some debate on Tuesday in the UK with Starmer as well. Oh yeah, cutting off the pensioners' energy payments. It's absolutely disgraceful. It really, really is. It's the rise. We are all in the rise at the moment. Right, I'm seeing fighter jets going out here, guys. So it could be like Allies, UK, US. It's something to do with Israel. There's something else brewing to do with Israel and Iran. But I'm also getting Russia here. Why is he not coming through? There's nothing about Putin at the minute. He's gone very quiet, hasn't he? You know what, right? And it's not at the moment, because I know for a fact it's not at the moment, because I've got a very good friend over in Ukraine at the minute who's trying to get out and there's bombing going on. But I've actually seen Zelensky and Putin shaking hands at some point. Now, I'm not saying that's literal. It could just be symbolic that there's going to be peace to come there. Something bigger's coming. Something bigger, far bigger is coming. It's like we're looking in the opposite direction of the world. Everything's distractions. I'm getting that song by the Beatles, Strawberry Fields. I need to listen to this because I've got A2I coming in, given with the lyrics. If anybody who doesn't know who A2I is, he's my little light being, and he gives with lyrics from songs for messages for Mother Earth. collective. I'm not going to burst into song, don't worry, guys. I'll try. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about, 'cause strawberry fields forever. Listen to this, guys. Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. And it's the lyrics again. No one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. They must have been stoned when they wrote the lyrics to this, like. That is, you can't, tune in, but it's all right. That is, I think it's not too bad. That's interesting. I'll say that bit again. No one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is, you can't, tune in, but it's all right. Maybe this communications networks are going to go down. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Always know, sometimes think it's me, but I know when it's a dream. I think I know, I mean a yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Interesting. It's all about reality, isn't it? They must have been off their nuts, the Beatles, when they wrote that. But it's about frequencies, isn't it? It's definitely about frequencies. Nothing is real. I would say what pops out of the lyrics of this is nothing is real. We're in a simulation. It's like we're I think we need to try not to get triggered. Does that make sense? Let me get a drink of tea. Oh God, this is really strange what's coming out here very strong, and it's just random. And the monoliths which are found around the world, they're monoliths. There's more of them what's going to be found. And I talked about this in one of my videos just through the week. I do believe it was through the channeling, wasn't it, what I did. I do believe that we are going to start getting different contact. And I actually do believe a lot of it's interdimensional. My experience, what I've gone through, a lot of it will be interdimensional for people. So, what is real, what is not. I think that when you're going into meditation and you're starting to push this psychic eye and you're going through your Stargate, I think anything is possible. This is what our ancient ancestors did. It's like we're going back in time. Like the clock is ticking around again. Ancient scriptures are all starting to fall into place. I've got here in this crystal ball, we as the people will rise. There's a young man and he's going to rise. Because like I've said earlier on in this stream, right, that I don't believe Hollywood's going to go down. I really don't. Because I think that we've come back to change things, right? Never, ever give your power away, all right? And never think for 1 minute that these baddies, which are sort of like lurking in the background trying to rule Earth, are going to get away with it, because they're not. There's far more of us. We as a collective can change this. So when you've got like the dark stuff what's been happening in Hollywood, you've got a lot more light workers coming in. Is like these new young star seeds, like the Violet Indigo children, which are going into the music industry. and they are in entertainment, and they're the ones what's going to, like put the goodness back, because everything's going to change. But there's a young man what's going to rise within the music industry, and it's the new Elvis. Now, when I talk about the new Elvis, I don't mean he's like Elvis at all. What I mean is Elvis came in and changed music, didn't he? Elvis came in, did he not? And changed music. He made things different, girls were screaming and all of that type of thing. So there's like a new sort of era, there's something else coming. And there's a new Elvis coming. This is exciting. It's exciting. So, I just think that what we need to understand is we're living in very strange times. And anything that I have predicted tonight, I'm not saying it's a definite, because timelines can change. But I feel really sure, without sounding cocksure, I feel really sure what I've said with me visions will take place. But we're on the edge. We are on the tipping edge. We're going into the great crossover. We're having a big clean-up. So it's not going to be where everything's going to get all wiped away and everything's going to be exposed and people are going to get more and all of that. It's not like that. I'm talking about a balance. A new balance is coming back in for Gaia and a rise for the people. But before that, we're going to face some trials and tribulations, and a WAR threat will take place, but it'll only be a threat, but it will have what on the edge of our seats. Tonight I've covered and touched upon, there is sort of like, we're on the edge. The last time that I felt like, I'm not saying we felt like that because I wasn't here, but like that sort of Nazi energy, and it's there again, but it will rise and show its ugly head, but then it will fall because it was unhealed from the last time, because it really never went away. It just went underground, off into space, and and because we are healing as a collective with ascension, spiritually ascending, we are healing our ancestral roots. So we can feed into whatever, anything, whatever fuel, what's out there. So I'm not saying that some people are going to feed into the Nazi side, but they could feed into the Nazi side if they're that way inclined. Because we're puppets. We're all puppets. We are all here, and this is school. And then we go home after that. And there's nothing more I can say, really. It's biblical, what is about to take place. But what happened after the last WER we had? The 50s came, and everything changed in the US and around the world, and people were getting new washing machines, and everything was great for the housewife, and everything after all the depression. And the music changed. So frequency and energy never stays, it never sticks. So what dark times we're in at the minute, we'll have to go through the dark times to bring in the light. We're in 8th school, yes. Let's see what else I can say. But yeah, there's a young man who's going to, I think he's currently writing now his lyrics, lying on his bed. I think he's an American. He could be in the South, the same as what? Is that where Elvis was born in the South, wasn't he? But his music's going to be phenomenal. We're going to be alright. Prep. Be strong. Stay safe. Keep faith. It's so important that you keep faith, no matter what you believe in. But we are in Earth School. And I feel like I need to burst into a song. And the song I want to sing is because, like, everything's gone so extreme now, hasn't it? You know, and you've got even people like YouTubers not wanting to, like, you know, you had like Doreen Virtue, who's turned to the church. You know, she went completely to the church and got rid of all that. She had created tarot cards and stuff like that. You'll never get that with me, guys. I mean, I believe in Jesus, don't get us wrong, but I'm not somebody who's going to be like that. I mean, for God's sake, my ancestor was John Dee, for God's sake. You know what I mean? I come from occultists, I come from readers and fortune tellers, and there's no way, do you know what I mean? But I believe that what's got me through all this work all these years is been because I believe in Jesus Christ. But I'm not somebody who goes by the book. Do you know what I mean? I do it my way. And what I do is I take bits, what I believe in, and I just do it my way. And I think this is what I want to say to you tonight is just do it your way. Your way is the right way. And that's what's the awakening's about. Do you know what I mean? But there's going to be such an extreme of things over the next couple of months, and people are going to get so angst and so irritated, and a new understanding's coming in. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. I am so very Scorpio, aren't I? But I want to sing that song. I am my mother's savage daughter. I just want to say that we are in times of great, great change. And nothing stays the same. And people come here to do what they need to do. Trump's journey's not over and done with yet, but it is going to go out with a big bang. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just mean that it's going to, but when it happens, it's going to happen so quick and so, like, then all these haters, they'll not know what to do because they'll have no hatred to push towards them because he won't be there. But I'm telling you now, this is not going to end the way you think it's going to end. And I'm going to leave that one with you. God save this country, because we bloody well need it. And the Union Jack will be okay, but she is taking a battering at the moment. But like I say, nothing stays the same, nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. And I would say that the dirt will be removed very, very soon. We just have to hang in there. And again, prep, it's coming through very, very strong. So hope that's helped, guys. I'm going to love and leave yous now. It's 107, which I think is quite an appropriate number to leave yous with tonight, 107. Okay. And Godspeed. And I'll see yous all again soon. And good night to yous all around the world. I've got 1297 viewers in. I would love to sit and chat with yous all night, but I've got to go to bed. I've got to get up in the morning. I've got readings to do and things to do, and I love yous all. Take care. God bless. Wherever yous all are around the world, stay safe. And there is great change ahead from the United States of America to the UK, beyond. But remember, there is a feminine energy what's going to rise, and it's going to rise, and it's part of the transition of the energies to take it into New Earth. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. Good night. Now, how do I get out of here? I am now going to go and make a hot chocolate. I really do. And I've got a flake, and I'm going to put some cream on the top, and I'm going to put the chocolate flake on the top, and I'm just so going to go make this hot chocolate. I'll see you again soon, okay? And stay safe, guys. May the force be with you all. Watch the skies. I'll see you soon.